Welcome to This Explainer. I gotta tell you, I am absolutely thrilled you're tuning in today because we're tackling something literally every single business leader is obsessing over right now: artificial intelligence. But look, we aren't just gonna sit here and talk about shiny new features, right? We're diving into the absolute urgent need for small businesses to stop just casually playing around with AI and start shifting towards strategic, high ROI implementation. I found some seriously fascinating data on how to actually make that shift. So let's just dive right in. Okay, 68%. When I first saw the stat in recent surveys, it sounded like massive, widespread adoption. Think about it. 68% of small businesses are supposedly using AI regularly. But here's the secret hiding behind that really impressive figure. Most of these businesses, they're completely winging it. It's totally ad hoc. We're talking about, an employee occasionally asking ChatGPT to draft a quick marketing email or maybe summarize a long PDF. It's organic, sure, and it's unstructured. And while, yeah, it's a great first step to get your feet wet, it is definitely not a real strategic advantage. Now, here's the contrast that honestly, truly alarmed me. A massive 77% of these small businesses using AI are flying completely blind. No formal AI policy whatsoever. None. Zero guidelines. And what does that actually mean for you? It means there are zero rules on what sensitive customer data your employees can or cannot share with these public AI models. There's no review process for the stuff the AI spits out. By operating without a safety net like this, these businesses are exposing themselves to absolutely massive risks. We're talking everything from data leaks to entirely hallucinated facts ending up in a client proposal. Yikes. So to help you avoid those exact pitfalls, here is our roadmap for today. First, we'll hit the AI adoption reality. Then, where ROI actually lives. 3, the 2026 AI video playbook. 4, hidden costs and governance. And finally, your AI adoption roadmap. Basically, we're going to demystify where AI actually moves the needle and give you a completely fluff-free playbook for adopting it safely, securely, and without blowing up your budget. All right, section 1, the AI adoption reality. Let's unpack what that 68% adoption statistic actually looks like on the ground for small, lean teams. So the absolutely crucial difference we need to establish right out of the gate is between casual exploration and strategic adoption. Casual exploration is exactly what it sounds like. It's when your team just kind of experiments individually without any real plan. And honestly, true competitive advantage does not come from that. It actually belongs to the 15 to 20% of businesses that are driving strategic adoption. These are the guys who are identifying specific, repetitive workflows, training their teams on how to use AI for those exact tasks, and then rigorously measuring the outcomes. Are they saving time? Are they saving money? That targeted approach, that's where the magic actually happens. Moving right along to section 2, where ROI actually lives. We really need to look past the hype to see exactly which departments are generating actual, measurable returns on these tools. Because let's be real, AI is not some magic wand that fixes everything. Looking at the data, it's the high-volume, highly repetitive, language-based tasks where AI just completely thrives. Think marketing content generation or Tier 1 customer support. You can literally save hours drafting emails, or you can deploy chatbots to instantly handle those routine customer questions you get a million times a day. But flip that around. For high-stakes legal work or complex financial modeling, the risk of an AI hallucinating facts or missing the nuance of a strategy is still way, way too high right now. The ROI in those areas just kind of falls flat. To anchor this in reality, let's look at a real-world success story. Take Svenfish. They're a small seafood brand. They drove a massive 82% of their e-commerce revenue simply by using AI to optimize their email marketing campaigns and subject lines. That's huge. They didn't try to build some sci-fi AI brain to run their entire company. They just targeted one specific workflow, measured the outcomes, and bam, the results completely transformed their bottom line. Which brings us to section 3, the 2026 AI video playbook. Building directly on that massive marketing ROI we just talked about, let's look at one of the absolute biggest drivers of revenue right now: video. Think about your own scrolling habits for a second. 85% of social media is consumed on mute. People are watching in coffee shops, they're hiding their phones under the desk in meetings, they're lying in bed. This single fact completely explains the science behind what experts call cognitive load management, and it proves exactly why things like kinetic typography and automated captions are absolute necessities today, not just trendy little editing hacks. Simply put, if your viewer can't read what you're saying, they are going to scroll right past you. I found it super fascinating that the old Hormozy 1.0 style, you definitely remember it, right? Those bulky impact fonts, neon colors popping everywhere, flying emojis. Well, that style actually causes what researchers are now calling production blindness. Viewers see all that chaos and instantly recognize it as a cheap sales pitch, so they swipe away. The 2026 standard has totally evolved into what we call dynamic minimalism. Think clean, sans serif fonts, white text, really subtle highlights, and cinematic B-roll. It's sleek, it's professional, and most importantly, it builds trust rather than just hype. But here is the thing you absolutely must remember. Even if you strip away all those flashy emojis and neon colors, the underlying retention mechanics, they have to stay. You still need silence removal, jump cuts to cut out dead air. You need visual zooms to keep the brain engaged, and you need massive hook text in the first 3 seconds to actually stop the scroll. Now, the beautiful thing here is that AI platforms like Joyspace or Argel can automatically apply these 3 non-negotiable elements in literally seconds. It saves you hours and hours of manual video editing. Okay, let's pivot to Section 4, Hidden Costs and Governance. Because now that we know what works for driving revenue, we absolutely have to expose the hidden risks of adopting these powerful tools. Earlier, we touched on data leaks and hallucinated facts, but vendor lock-in is another massive liability that plagues that 77% of businesses operating without an AI policy. Just imagine the nightmare of building your entire customer support system around one specific AI tool. You spend months on it, and then 6 months later, they double their pricing, or they completely change their terms of service. You are entirely locked in and completely at their mercy. Not a great place to be, right? And speaking of pricing, the subscription fees you see on a vendor's website are usually only about half the story. Sure, the average small business might spend, say, $2,400 a year on AI subscriptions. But when you factor in the invisible costs, things like API overages when you accidentally exceed your usage limits, or the integration debt of paying developers to actually make this new AI talk to your existing software, your true annual AI budget can easily double to $4,000 or maybe even $5,000. You absolutely have to budget for the full picture. So how do you protect your business from these surprise costs and liabilities? Well, the good news is you do not need 50 pages of corporate bureaucracy. You just need what we call the minimum viable policy. It's 5 simple things. 1. Clear data classification rules. 2. An approved list of tools. 3. Mandatory human review for absolutely anything client-facing. 4. A designated point person for accountability. And 5. Strict budget guardrails. You can literally draft this up in an afternoon, and trust me, it will save you so many headaches down the road. Finally, Section 5. Your AI Adoption Roadmap. With our guardrails firmly in place, let's establish a really practical implementation roadmap so your business can actually start scaling today. The research makes this crystal clear. Please, whatever you do, do not try to roll out AI to your entire company all at once. It's a recipe for disaster. By strictly following this phased test, measure, scale framework, you avoid that nasty tool sprawl. In phase 1, just pick one single department, like marketing, and run a pilot program for 3 months. Measure the heck out of it. If it works, great. Expand it within that same department in phase 2. Only when you reach phase 3, so around months 7 through 12, do you actually roll it out to a second department. This ensures you are only investing in workflows that definitively save you time or make you money. I really want to leave you with this final, provocative thought to take back to your team. Look at the workflows you're using right now, today, and ask yourself honestly, are you building a true AI strategy, or are you just buying a bunch of AI subscriptions? I really hope this explainer has given you the framework you need to ensure your lean team is truly transforming its operations rather than just adding a lot of expensive noise. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today, and I'll see you in the next one.